Because I know that when people get a therapist, there's a lot of blocking and deflection and what's that?
Yeah. So there's different types of like resistance and stuff like that. But for the most part, I feel like I'm thinking about my clients. When they come in, they have an idea about what it is, usually. And so it's just, sometimes you have to motivate them, get them to a place where they're ready to, hear certain things. I've had so many sessions where like we figure out the solution, it doesn't hit, and then 10, 15 sessions later we get to the same solution and it hits.
Okay.
It's so strange. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that actually does make sense. Because I'm thinking
You have to be ready for it.
No, I'm thinking of in fitness, there's a diet you implement, it doesn't work. Then weeks later, when you adhere to the diet better, it does work.
Yeah, because you're ready for it.
Yeah.
You're in a place where mentally, emotionally, physically, you're ready for it.
Yeah, and that's what's weird is if you're not ready to give up an addiction, nothing can save you. But it's weird, like, so your job is to like, can you know when someone's like ready or no? They just...
Yeah, of course. We there's different stages of preparation. Like we can assess for that. But counseling does also have what we call motivational interviewing, which is we're trying to increase the level of motivation in the client. So we first motivate them to get to a place where they're just talking about it. Let's just talk about the addiction, and maybe they're not in a place to fully accept it. At that point, what we do is we start to create cognitive dissonance. We start to, okay, this belief contradicts with this belief. This addiction is incompatible with the values that you have, that you say you have.
Give an example.
Basically, we're just trying to get them to a place where they're contradicting themselves, where they're saying, my drinking isn't a problem, for example, and then we point out all the ways that it has been a problem. When you create that cognitive dissonance, the brain doesn't like that. There's so much friction that either the belief disappears and the addiction kicks in harder, or the addiction starts to sort of get more accepted. There's more of an acceptance of the addiction, at which point then we can start to work on it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, mods, can you guys give 7-day bans to anyone talking about anything not related to this? Right? Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro. I get so derailed, bro. Right? One guy wrote, Jill is making a sandwich. Who gives a fuck? Right? It's not my sandwich. But hold on. Do you point out the contradictions, or do you let them come to the conclusion? You'll point out and say, no, drinking's bad because of this.
So it depends where you are with the client. I mean, obviously, first couple sessions, you don't want to challenge the client because it might come off confrontational. Once you build the rapport, once you have a sense of trust with the client, and they're more likely to trust you even if you say something maybe more direct. At that point, maybe you can start to point out. And I tell my clients, I'm like, can I challenge you for a second? Because, you said this, but now I'm also hearing this. Like, how do you sort of reconcile those two ideas?
Oh, you actually give them a head?
Yeah, I tell them, yeah. I don't want to, my worst nightmare is to come off like that therapist who thinks they know everything. Like, I just got you. That's like the worst therapist. I would never go back to that person.
Those people exist?
Yeah, I had a therapist like that. He'd like trap you. And it's like, what the hell? Run this together.